off. Then I'll jump in and take over.
All right. I just gotta make sure we good. All right, what is good, you guys? It's your boy Randy Anderson here with another episode of the Unofficial Referees. As you can see, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get ready to throw these technical flags out here. You know what I'm saying? I got my co-host in the building, man. Got Lauren in the building. What's good, man?
Hey man, I'm out here like fast feet bounce sandals, man.
Barking.
Nice and wide, baby.
All right, man. So let's go ahead and get into these sports, man.
Man, let's talk about it, man. Let's see. Week 9. We in week 9, right, in the NFL.
Yes,
Man, it's
sir.
either flying by.
Flew by.
Uh, so somebody finally took the Kings down at least for a week. Somebody took them down for at least a
So
week. The Ravens, what was it, 34-7?
30.
34-17?
No, it's 34. I think
34
24,
20.
24, something like
34,
that.
okay. Something, 37-20. Maybe that was the final score. Now that I think about it, 37-20. Uh,
Yeah, it's 37-20.
Lamar Jackson. Yeah, Lamar Jackson was electric. Mark Ingram. You know what I'm saying? He had a hell of a game too. Uh, they basically overpowered Patriots is essentially what happened. Now the offense for the Patriots has been suspect all season.
I've been talking
They
about it.
haven't really had besides Buffalo, I would say they
Yeah.
haven't had a ton of uh, upper tier competition to date, at least. Uh, so you know we'll definitely see what happens, man. I don't. Do you think that teams should look at this as a
Yep.
blueprint, kind of like teams do the Chiefs, where ball control, time of possession? You kind of need to see if they can follow the same blueprint.
Yeah. I was actually talking about this earlier today, and honestly, because I was asking, I was asking my coworker if he thinks that the Patriots defense got exposed, and he was like exposed. I was like, yeah, to mobile quarterbacks, because that's what Lamar Jackson was doing. He was running all over that defense, and they really couldn't do really anything about it for real like that. So I was just like, yeah, but yeah, I was like, yeah, and then I was thinking, I was like, man, I don't know if there's any other really mobile quarterbacks besides Patrick Mahomes. I mean, uh, the rookie for Arizona maybe, but I don't really know. But yeah, I do think they got that defense got exposed a little bit. So what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't. I agree with you. There's not another team out there that has a quarterback like Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think Kyler Murray is. I think he's more in the Pat Mahomes mode where he'd rather throw the ball than pass the ball. So yeah, I don't think there's another team that will be able to replicate that. Now, maybe they would be able to replicate the running game just in general. But yeah, and it was that signature win for Baltimore. I don't want to make this about New England losing. I want to make it about Baltimore winning.
Right.
This was a signature win. This was Lamar Jackson saying, my style can win in the NFL because he still got a lot of development from
Mm-hmm.
being a passing quarterback. But I mean, I think what you have to do is you have to give the Ravens credit where credit's due. They took them, they understood the skill set, and they utilized that as they put him out on the field while they developed his passing game. So I think you have to give credit to the organization for not trying to make him something that he's really not,
Yeah.
but allowing him to use his athletic ability to make plays, to extend plays. Uh, so definitely a signature win. I think this it's interesting now because New England has one more game, then they have a bye, and then they
Mm-hmm.
go into the meat of the schedule. Uh, and so it'll be interesting because uh, you have the Chiefs, you have the Ravens, and then you have the Texans. And the Chiefs beat the Ravens, but the
All good
Texans beat the
quarterbacks.
Chiefs. So it'll be interesting how the tiebreaker kind of works out if they get to that point. Of course, we don't know if Patty Mahomes is going to be back next week
Nope.
or not.
I hope
So,
not.
but shout out to the Ravens, man. They played a hell of a game last night. I mean, it could have got out of hand a lot sooner if it wasn't for that muff punt.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
it could have got out of hand sooner because that actually allowed New England to get back into the game for a little bit. But then they gave the ball right back. They had the 70-yard fumble recovery. Edelman, man, you kind of messed up my fantasy. Not too bad though. So I let it slide because I took Baltimore in the upset. Uh,
You
so
sure did.
we'll let it slide this time.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's good call. Good call.
uh, I guess really the only other notable, well, you had a couple notables. Green Bay,
That.
basically got beat down by the Chargers.
Yeah.
Kind of very very similar to what happened with Baltimore and New England. Actually, a similar physical style of game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the second game that Green Bay has lost like that. So I think that they've shown the kink in their armor. To where you get physical with them, and maybe they're not ready to be that physical team yet. Now you can uh, try to kind of change your DNA when you have to, but right now they're showing that they're not a, a physical team, and you can impose your will physically if you need to. And so, and then of course you got the Cleveland Browns. I mean, this thing is just this train is just falling all the way off the tracks. Uh, Baker, he's more concerned about what his mustache look like than winning football games. Freddie Kitchens, he got his hand in too many cookie jars right now. Odell Beckham is complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you got
Kareem Hunt coming
your
back.
wide receivers got to change their cleats.
Yeah.
And then you got this knucklehead on the defense who's threatening people online,
That
so
was
he's been
lawler.
released by the team. So they're just falling off the tracks. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't think that Cleveland was a. I didn't think that they were a Super Bowl contender. But if you would have told me that at this point in the season they would be 2-7, I wouldn't believe that either. Or 2-6. I'm sorry, they're 2-6. I wouldn't believe that either. If you would have told me that, I'm like, nah. I mean, I expected 8-8, 9-7, something like that. First season. You got to kind of work through the kinks, but with all that talent, I figured that would help them. But nah,
Yeah.
they're in bad shape right now.
Yeah. And also, yeah, like I said, Kareem Hunt's back in there. But I do remember everybody like hyping them up though. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna beat Patrick Mahomes. They're gonna beat all these other teams. With Kareem Hunt when he comes back and Nick Chubb. And I was just like, I don't see it. I honestly didn't see it then, and now that it's come to fruition, I'm just like, where y'all at? Where everybody at that was on the Cleveland bandwagon talking about they was gonna win Super Bowls and da 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 da. Well, Baker made. Hey, that team was looking like I thought it was gonna look in shambles.
Now, if I'm Freddie Kitchens, this is one thing I will say. If I'm Freddie Kitchens for the second half of the season with Kareem Hunt coming back, I use him and Nick Chubb as a two-headed monster. I'm going to find opportunities to get them on the field at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you go split backfield, if you line one up as a slot receiver, outside receiver, like whatever you need to do, get both of them on the field at the same time because they both have proven that they can be pass catching threats as well. So
Right.
if I'm Freddie Kitchens, I'm going to use that added element because the one thing that does do is that stretches the defense.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you basically an extra playmaker. So, uh, but I mean, Baker, he just looks like he's falling apart. It's a shame. He doesn't have it right now. So we'll see if they can salvage their season. I mean, it at the very least, you got to look at salvaging your season at this
Yeah.
point. You're probably not going to make the playoffs unless you go on a crazy run. So at least try to salvage what you can get out of the season and look at positives you can take into next season because I mean, nobody expected them to come out gangbusters, and
Oh yeah.
they had to me against the world, and I'm like, no, nobody believes that anyway. But salvage the season, find positives you could take in the next season. We'll see if Freddie Kitchens is back or if they try to find I would say a head coach with more experience is what I will say. Because
Mm.
one of the things about Freddie Kitchens, like I said, and I was being facetious when I said this, when I said he's got too many hands in the cookie jar,
Yeah.
but he's trying to run the team while, you know, basically doing everything, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, clock manager, and it's like, nah, you can't do all that. You
Andy
have to
Reid.
give something up if you want the offense. Give up the defense, give
Yep.
up the clock management, give up all that. Let your assistants handle that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're paying them for,
Right.
to be where you can't be. So uh, but of course, a strong win for our hometown Chiefs yesterday. I'm sure a lot of people, including myself, got
Surprise.
quite a bit nervous when uh, Minnesota went up. But they showed grit, they showed determination.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison Butker came through with two critical, crucial field
Kicks.
goals,
Yep.
one to tie the game, the other to win the game, and at the end of regulation. So, shout out to the Chiefs and Matt Moore. Uh, Again, leave Pat Mahomes on the bench for these next 2 weeks. Let him come
Exactly.
back after the bye. I know he was out there running around like he ain't never had no knee issues, but the longer you can allow him to heal, I think that it can only be a plus. Let him get his reps in practice as he can. Throwing to scout team receivers, or, with the first team when they can get some extra reps in. But if I'm Andy Reid, especially with these next two matchups, I'm not bringing them. I'm not
Yeah.
bringing them back until after the bye. Honestly,
Yeah.
and
Now.
I think after the bye is when they play New England, I believe.
Okay.
This week. This week they got Tennessee.
Yeah.
Is it Chicago after that?
I believe so. I'm not for sure though.
Yeah, I think it's Chicago. I think it's Chicago after that. So those teams, those are winnable games that you don't have to have him. If you want to play him against Chicago, uh, you can as a precursor to get ready for the Patriots. But I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't play him.
Nah, I wouldn't either.
Chicago's defense is
Still
Chicago's
scary.
defense is still nasty.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just risky. I'm not saying that leave Matt Moore and hang out because he's played two. He's had 2 great weeks. Uh, but
Yeah.
nah, that's your future. That's your franchise. Nah, he's had 2 strong weeks up
Yeah.
because you got
Yeah.
to think about it like this.
He had
He
two
came
solid
in off the
weeks.
he came in off the street
Right.
like he was a head coach. He wasn't involved. So so all that considered, you got to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
He's had a solid 2 weeks. I'm not saying outstanding, but he hasn't lost him the game. I guess I'll say that he hasn't lost him the game by
Yes.
any stretch of the imagination.
That's
He had
true.
him in the game when they played Green Bay.
He sure
He
did.
had him in the game then too. So, kudos to him. Shout out to Andy Reid for coming up with a game plan where he wouldn't fail.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, so yeah, man. You know how we do. Of course, we needed this win because the Raiders won
Yeah.
surprisingly against Detroit. So we needed this win to kind of keep our distance. So we'll continue to let that train roll. You know what I'm saying? I know we haven't had a normal season. We've lost some games at home,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what? The best can go on the road and win, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I agree with that. And to be more clarity or for more clarity, the reason why I would I don't know if you heard it was on one of the early sports networks. They were talking about the reason why that Patrick Mahomes wanted to come back, but the reason why that they would keep him out 17 to 21 days extra is
I
because
heard about that.
okay, all right. So pretty much because the reason why they would why they should keep him out is because his knee could happen to his knee again. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's not healed all the way, you know what I'm saying, that it could happen, it could pop out again, and he will be out for even longer. So yeah, man, keep him under wraps for another 17 to 21 days, man. Let that knee fully heal so we ain't got to worry about this hopefully for a while. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's one of the
yeah, I
reasons
did.
why.
I did hear that today. I think they said it's 10% chance if they hold him out for another week.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I think if he were to have come back either last week, I think if he came back last week, the risk was like 35%. He comes back this week, it's like 25, and if he waits, then it's like 10%. So yeah, I agree. I think you have to err to the side of caution.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lead. I know the Chargers are trying to make a run, and I know that the Raiders are 500, but I don't think you can count on those teams week over week at this point of the season to all of a sudden become contenders. I mean, the Raiders have had a solid season. They're surprisingly, uh, since they lost Antonio Brown, they surprisingly had a really, really solid season. But I don't think you can count on them to truly be a contender down the stretch. Now, the Chargers might be a little different because Melvin Gordon's back. He's got his mojo back and things of that nature. But I'm just not sold. Now, the defense can't carry them. If you watched yesterday, the defense can play.
Yeah.
And they don't even have Derwin James, who's their top defensive player. He's out until if they make the playoffs. He can come back for the playoffs, but I just don't see it. I think we're in good shape to let him sit for another week.
Yeah, like I said, I feel the same way, man. No need to rush it. No need to rush him at all. You know what I'm saying? We're
Mm-hmm.
nice and steady in where we need to be.
Yeah, yeah. So, did you have a chance to uh, do any reading on this Trent Williams story? Trent Williams of the Washington Redskins.
I mean, I heard about it. I didn't. I laughed at it to be honest with you, and didn't really do any extra looking. So, no, I didn't do no research.
Yeah, I tell you what's interesting, and it's kind of weird. So, we'll go back a little bit, a couple years back, when Colin Kaepernick didn't want the Players Association to get involved uh, in any regards. Well, Trent Williams is doing the same thing. He's saying, I don't want the NFL Players Association to open up an investigation against the NFL.
Okay.
Basically, so that's what or I guess would be against Washington. Uh, the NFL has actually offered to open up an investigation, and he's saying no. He wants it to be between he and Washington.
Mm.
For those of you that don't know the backstory, the star offensive lineman for the Washington Redskins, he had a scalp surgery in the off season. He had some growth on his head. It's crazy, like growth on his head that he had to have removed. And basically, what he's alleging is that Washington knew about this about 5 years ago,
Oh,
and
really?
they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything about it. Uh, they didn't send him to a specialist or anything like that just to get it looked at. Because I guess it turned out that he was a couple of weeks from it going into his brain,
Oh
basically,
shit.
which
I mean,
obviously would have ended his career and put his life at risk.
mm-hmm.
Uh, Now, there's some reports out there saying Washington did know. They offered, hey, go see a specialist, and he said no. Uh, but long story short, obviously they're kind of at a standstill right now. I'm not sure who to believe because the fact that he doesn't want an investigation opened up is kind of weird to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe they may find something on him, so that's kind of weird to me. But I I don't know. It's just really really weird. Like, but I think most importantly, I'm glad that he was able to have this successful surgery.
Oh, so it was
Now
successful.
Washington is,
Okay.
yeah, it was successful. Washington is in the process of trying to find a helmet that works that doesn't give him any discomfort because basically what he was saying was that this current helmet gives him discomfort, and so he's
Mm.
not gonna play because he's not gonna wear it. So they're in the process of trying to find a helmet that will work for him, so that he can suit up. Really, the only reason he came back is because uh, if he hadn't come back when he came back, then he basically would have forfeited the season, lost the year. Next year he's a free agent, and I think that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Is that he doesn't want to commit to a losing team,
Right.
basically, because he told the Redskins, the Skins. I'm not gonna say the Redskins. He told the Skins earlier uh, that he didn't want to play until they gave him some more money.
Right.
Basically, guaranteed him money is basically, and I don't know if that has to do with the cancer scare or the fact that Washington hasn't been a contender, and so he's like, if I'm gonna play on a bad team, you at least gotta pay me. I don't know kind of how he's looking at that, but I find it odd that he doesn't want an investigation opened up. I do find that
Yeah.
odd.
That's weird. That is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah. That that's
Yeah, I
weird.
mean,
That's weird to
do
me.
you? I mean, what do you like based off of what you're hearing? I mean, does it sound like he's hiding something, or
It sounds like he has something in the dark that he doesn't want to come to light for the NFL to find.
yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
sounded like to me.
mm-hmm,
But yeah,
mm-hmm. Because I
I'm
mean, if it's about money, I mean, make it about money. So like,
true.
I'm not playing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's
make it
smooth and
about
simple.
money.
Smooth and simple.
Yeah, but if it's a medical concern, which I mean, this is a gladiator sport. Football is a
Yeah,
gladiator sport. So, and teams probably don't do everything that they need to do to protect these players' health, whether it's dealing with, knee problems or, concussions or whatever the case may be. And it's hard too. I'm not gonna lie, because the players want to play. They don't want to lose their starting positions and things of that nature. So I'm sure there are some challenges to it, but I think that the NFL could definitely do a better job of protecting its players injury wise. I think the Players Association definitely needs to make sure that that's a priority going into the next collective bargaining agreement. Is getting the players more guaranteed money because they're putting their bodies at risk
yeah.
week over week over week. You know, and
Hmm.
over the course of years, when because you talk about
All that piles
uh,
up. Yeah.
huh?
I said you said they play week over week over week, and I was like, yeah, all that piles up.
Yeah, and
Into
I mean
something
they started at
young.
uh
Some of them.
uh
Some of them.
Pop Warner. Pop
Mm-hmm.
Warner. For 5, 6 years old, you got young kids breaking arms and
Yeah.
separating shoulders and this, that, and the third. So I mean, uh you gotta protect your body and especially your head. Like that's why I won't let my son play tackle right now because I'm just like I gotta protect your head as long as I can, and I put you out there now, and it be like two bulls running into each other,
Mm-hmm.
man. Yeah, I ain't paying no attention to what's going on.
Right.
So, uh, a lot more parents are thinking along those same wavelengths. The kids are playing flag and not tackle at a young age. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with this. I'll be following this because I'm really, really interested in if he has a medical malpractice suit or if he's just kind of throwing caution to the wind and making stuff up.
Ooh,
Like, I'm interested. I'm interested
that would be a plot twist.
because he was holding out for money, and
Right.
now
Yeah.
all of a
Yeah.
sudden
Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
nah, man. I had this cancer on my head and didn't even do nothing about it, and I'm like, are you in your feelings? Like you don't care about me? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't need you to tell me I need to go see a specialist. If I got a growth on my
Yeah.
head,
I'm gone.
I'm gonna go see the
Yeah.
specialist myself. Hey, here's my doctor's note right here. Like
Mm-hmm.
I got some issues up here. Like, I mean, seriously, because here's the other thing. And I thought about this as we were talking about it. Is let's say that this has nothing to do with the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna pay him because why would they pay him? He's a risk at that point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They would. They would.
He's a medical risk at that point. So I wonder if that's what he's trying to avoid is missing out on a payday because the team doesn't want to pay him
Yeah.
because of his medical history.
Yep.
See, that's why.
That
Hey,
makes the
y'all,
most sense.
y'all,
That makes the
y'all heard
most
it here.
sense.
We following it. We following this for
Holy
you,
shit.
people. You heard it here.
That makes the
Telling
most.
you,
That
man.
makes the most sense right
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
yeah,
he wants to get that
yeah,
payday. If he can't get it from there, he wants it from a different team. But a different team will look into it. Look into all the medical history because that's what they do with every player that they look into medical history and
yeah.
then domestic violence and all the other stuff. All those other histories and stuff like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. We're gonna call
So
you. We're
let's
gonna call you Detective
let's hop
Jones.
over.
Detective Jones over here.
Hey man, shit, you got on the shirt, but I'm throwing out the flags, baby.
Hey, we gotta keep the balance.
Hey, I got yeah. Let's jump over to the association because I want to ask you something.
What you got?
Uh, Anthony Davis had an interview today, just with the media after or during practice,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that that New York is not the basketball mecca.
Who is?
He he said Chicago is the basketball mecca.
He coming home? He's coming home. Coming home. Yeah. What?
Nah, he not coming home
Okay.
unless they win a title. Then he might come home. He might
Yeah.
come home if they win a title.
But yeah, all right.
But yeah,
That's
he said that Chicago is the basketball mecca. He said it's not New York. What do you think about that? Yeah, as a resident Chicago fan.
yeah, yeah. I believe that, and especially nowadays. Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you definitely could say New York. You could definitely say New York, but Chicago, that city,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful city,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful women. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, man. Great team. We're hopefully looking to build something with or to have something great. We looking decent with that or with our new team. But hey, all right. I appreciate that. Get my
Hey,
yeah.
D, he said he
I
appreciates it. We'll
appreciate that.
hit him back on the Twitter. Give him your Twitter handle. He'll hit you back.
Randy underscore Ace. At
There
Randy
you go,
underscore
baby.
Ace.
So let's talk about his current team right now, those Los Angeles Lakers,
Lakers
who have
5 and
started
2.
out a strong season, 5-1. They haven't lost since opening day. When they lost to the Clippers, they haven't lost since. Uh, Team looks strong. I'll be honest with you. LeBron is rejuvenated from having not played much and having an off season. He's actually playing defense, believe
Mm-hmm.
it or not, playing defense. AD is he's what he won Player of the Week last week.
Yeah.
For the Western Conference, he's averaging about 30, close to 30 points a game. And the Dwight Howard has come to play some basketball.
I mean,
He's come to play some basketball.
he's putting the ball in the hole.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm in the big. I'm in the big. Yes. Yeah. We ain't right for that.
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
hey, that.
He has a little bit of extra motivation.
Mm. Flex on him, D. Howard. Flex on him. But nah,
He
last
flexing
night,
on him,
seven
all
for
right.
seven. Uh, he balled out last night, and he's balling now.
Your mic. Okay, there you go.
Definitely
There you
interested in how the season plays out. Cools is getting worked back into the lineup
go.
now,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm definitely interested. If they can stay healthy, they'll definitely, at the very least, give the Clippers a scare. But
They'll give
I
him a
mean,
challenge. Yeah.
at the current rate of play, I mean, they're having.
It won't sustain
I
though.
don't know.
It won't
You don't
sustain.
think it's
It
sustainable?
won't sustain. I hate to
Do
say
you
it.
think?
I hate to say it like that, but it won't sustain. Something's gonna happen to somebody, and then once that happens, the chemistry's gonna get messed up a little bit, and then it's gonna be fingers getting pointed, and we know how this happens. We know how this works.
What's the domino? Give me the domino that falls to where they fall apart.
The domino. You know what? Everybody would say Anthony Davis, will be the domino. But let's just say, Jav- do I really want to say that name?
Yeah, you can't say JaVale McGee.
No,
He's
no,
not the right domino.
no. Let's just say LeBron. Let's just say something happens to LeBron, and because we all know his history, he's barely missed any time. And let's just say something was to happen. Do you think Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard could take the Lakers to a championship? I don't think so.
Uh, no, but I think he and Kuzma could do some damage. They're definitely still a playoff team.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't think that they can get out of the second round. I think they could. I think they could win a first round series, depending on the matchup. But I don't think that they could get out of the second round. Uh, but we'll see. I mean, right now they, like I said, they look solid, and that's surprising. I mean, Danny Green shots there. Avery Bradley is coming in, giving solid defense. Uh, you know, they don't even have everybody. Rondo's still hurt,
Yeah.
so he's not playing. Kuzma's just now getting work back into the rotation, so
Right.
that will come. That will come when it comes. So I'm interested in seeing what happens because I I wonder if Rondo messes up the chemistry when he comes back. I'm not sure, but I mean LeBron is essentially
The point guard. Mm. Mm.
because he can't shoot. So I mean he's a liability.
Right.
He takes the ball basically.
You broke up again. What'd you say?
I said he can't shoot, so he
Right.
just takes the ball away from LeBron.
That's true. I mean, yeah, it was a joke there. It was a rim protector joke, but for the way how. But hey, we're not gonna worry about that. We're not worried. We're not throwing flags right now. But yeah, man. Honestly, that does because you know how Rondo he'll butt heads with a lot of his teammates. And everybody's not like LeBron, where everybody can just look off Rondo. Rondo will get under somebody's skin. And don't get me wrong, I love Rondo, but Rondo got under the big Paul Pierce's skin, Ray Allen's skin, and Kevin Garnett's skin for a little bit. And them three dudes, them are greats. Them are some legends. You know what I'm saying? And if he got under all three of their skins, it'd be easy pickings for some other players like that. Jared Dudley, come on now.
Nah, he can't. He can't get under Duds. He can't get in Duds' head. Duds, the veteran. He can't get in Dudley's. And I think you're probably. I would think maybe somebody like a Kyle Kuzma or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you just as important as LeBron is. Like man, don't do that. Like if you hear anything like that, if I'm the Lakers and I hear anything like that, bye. We need you anyway. We need you anyway. You're out of here.
Rondo, go ahead and do that for your boy. Yeah. Unofficial referees. Do that for your boy. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. For Golden State, man, I think they waved the white flag. Everybody's hurt at this point. Wave it, man, wave it. Curry's out 3 months. Clay's already basically been said he's out for the season, and now with Curry going down for the season, Clay is definitely out for the rest of the season. Draymond actually just hurt his finger. I think he's still playing, but I know he's playing with a busted finger. Good grief.
Jeez.
Good grief.
The injury bug came and slapped the Warriors.
I mean, hard. Everybody. They went from a dynasty to Duck Dynasty. So yeah, man, it's rough out here in the streets for the Warriors, man. And they just moved into the new arena.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's probably not gonna make any money this year unless they've already sold tickets.
I mean, honestly, you think about it. They all their big stars are out and down. They're gonna tank for a new draft or for a top 10 draft pick, top 5 draft pick, which they can get most definitely, especially this year. They do have the draft pick from the trade that they had with D'Lo to get D'Lo. So I mean, hey, building for the future,
Mm-hmm.
building for the future.
Yeah, dude, they gotta do something, man, because they ain't building for this year.
Oh no.
Man, I want to give a quote for the day from the otherworldly Jameis Winston, aka Crab Legs.
Get them done, baby. All we do is
The
win.
glass is always full. It might be half full with water. It's still full with air.
Huh? All right, I'm gonna need him just to stop talking. Huh?
Wait. Yeah. 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 The
Okay,
glass is
well,
always full. Even if it's only half full with water, the other half is full with air. Yes, sir.
all right, well, you got the quote. The quote. I got the something that you didn't know in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna move back to the
How
association.
come?
So you know Bobo, right? You know who Bobo is? The 7-footer that plays for Philadelphia now? Well, did you know that his mom was 5'6" and his dad was 5'9", and he ended up 7'4"?
Bogdanovich's mama five.
Yes. And
Word.
his dad is 5'9", and he ended up 7'4".
Wow. Hmm.
How, Sway? that is a big man.
Did he
7'4".
had? Was his, maybe his grandpa was tall or something.
I don't know, but fun fact of the
Because
day.
they say the height gene can't skip a
Skip, yeah,
generation.
skip 1 or 2 generations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe his grandfather was tall. I mean, yeah.
Wild,
Damn,
dog.
damn. 5'9", 7". He's 7'9". He big ass.
Yeah, 7'4". Yeah, he big as
Wow,
shit. Yeah.
wow. Okay, well, shoot, man. I guess they fed him well.
Yep.
Let's stay fed him well. Let's stay fed him well. So let's hop over to the NCAA.
Hey,
NCAA.
let's
So
go.
we've been talking about this off and on for the last
Year,
6 months.
almost a year.
The
Yeah.
whole pay to play initiative, and so basically the NCAA has come out and said that they will allow players to make a profit on their own likeness.
Likeness.
The
Right.
NCAA has come down and said that. Now, that's not saying that we're going to pay you. That's just saying you can go out, you can do autograph signing, whatever you want to charge. If people want to pay for it, you can go ahead and get your money. They haven't said anything about paying them yet, though.
Right.
So, here's the $1,000,000 question. Is their ability now to go out and make money off of their likeness, is that enough?
No. Honestly.
It's not. Okay, talk to me. Talk to me.
All right. So how I see it is, you're still the school is still getting paid off of still getting paid off of my name. So I get to make money off of my likeness, but they're still making money off of my likeness as well. So they're double dipping.
Mm-hmm.
They're double dipping if you understand where I'm coming from. So it's like, all right, I can go out and get these sponsorships from this pizza company. This little pizza shop. Let's say I get a couple $1,000s from this pizza shop every month. That couple $1,000s isn't gonna help me with my school. It might help me. I might get free pizza every now and again, but I'm not gonna be able to send any of that. I'm not gonna be able to really make any extra money off of what these couple $1,000s. That's not gonna do nothing for me if I don't make it to the NBA. If you think about it, like those millions and millions of dollars that they're making off of my name, and we're not even talking about if they bring the NCAA back, because that brings up a whole nother question. will the students be able to get paid off of their likeness? Since I don't know if y'all, everybody who's played NCAA knows that they don't use a people's names; they use a number. So they're not technically using your likeness. I don't know if a lot of people know that. So they're technically not using their likeness because it's a jersey, and the school owns the jersey. So that person's who that person plays with that jersey, but you know what I'm saying, you get where I'm coming from. So it's just like, yeah, bro, like the school will be getting paid for that, not the player. So the schools get double dipping in everything, and it's not fair. Honestly, that's how I see it. They're just double dipping, and the students gonna get screwed over in the end.
So,
Especially if they
let
don't
me
make
ask
it.
this. Go ahead.
I was
That's if they what?
Especially if they don't make it in the NBA, NFL, anything like that. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what do you say to the people that say that the players don't deserve to get paid? Like the payment is the fact that they are getting a free scholarship,
oh, you talking about like Tim Tebow?
like Tebow.
Hey, hey, suck my dick.
Okay, okay.
All right, but
I'll leave that to Dwight Howard.
no, whoa, wait, no. I know how. Never mind. I know how he likes to touch his teammates. No, we good. That's why LeBron's hairpiece came off. Hey, but no.
Technical.
Yeah. But no.
So,
Yeah.
You think they should keep fighting?
Yeah, I think they should keep fighting, and it to me, to the people that actually come at these students for wanting to make money off of their likeness, just because I'm coming back to Tim Tebow here, just because you quote unquote played, just because you played for the love of the game, do you not realize that you have way more liberties and way more places to you can do way more with your little quote unquote career from the NCAA than more than half of these kids can do with any of their lives. What if I don't make it? If I don't make it in the NFL and I'm not making millions of dollars, I'm working some dead end job. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm not that you think about it, that's only 1%. Only 1% makes it in the NFL or NBA. The other less than 20% are backups. And millions and millions of people play NBA and NFL or not in the college basketball and college football from kids. Not everybody makes it. So they should get paid. I'm putting my life and my body on the line for your entertainment. I should get paid for this. Not just for school, because my name is bringing people to your school. My name. Because the people that are watching aren't coming just because of your school. They're coming because of me. They want to watch me play. So, come on, boy, get paid.
So, okay. So I know you say that if I don't make it in the NBA, then that's it for me, right? Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah, because that.
So do you think that these? Don't you think that these players that would make? Don't you think that the players that would be making money are probably going to make the league? Because I mean, you're not gonna go see Corey Webster. You know what I'm saying? That's the KU walk on. You're not gonna go if he has an autograph signing session. You're not going because you don't care about him. But if you know what I'm saying, you know, Michael Jordan came, well, of course I'll wait around for that. I'll call in to work. I'll miss school, right, whatever the case may be. So, do you think that these players that are making money off their likeness, they'll make the league anyway, right?
I mean that is very factual, but how long will that even? How long will that actually? All right, let's just say, let's say he, like you said, the walk on freshman. He
Mm-hmm.
still has to pay. He still has to pay his way.
Mm-hmm.
That little extra money is not going to help him pay off his student loans. He's going to be in student debt for the next X amount of years.
Mm-hmm.
Working a dead. Now I'm not even going to say a dead end job, but working a job.
Mm-hmm.
And he had dreams to play in the NBA and all this. He probably could have went overseas, but it's I still I I was especially all right, especially if I'm a player who came out of nowhere and became somebody. I feel like I deserve to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was a dark horse long shot, what do they call them? Long shots or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still putting butts in your seats.
Okay.
I'm the reason why your school is winning, or I'm a part of the
Okay.
reason why your school is winning. So you got to pay me.
Okay. You know me, I respect it. I've been saying from the jump that these players should get paid. I do firmly believe that. Uh, you know, because of the simple reason that the schools are making billions
Billions,
of
yes.
dollars. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I believe that you still need to pay them because, of course, they should be able to make money off of their name. Like that's just kind of, I guess to me, that's more or less a duh.
Yeah.
Like duh, you know what I'm saying? But you still need to pay me because you are making a buku amount of money off of my name. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, you need to pay me accordingly, you know. And I think the slippery slope that it becomes is is there a way to balance it out?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not gonna pay. We'll use the walk on term again. You're not gonna pay a walk on the same amount of money you pay a superstar
That you will
to
pay
play
a
for
D
your
one,
school.
yeah, D1 player.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, not a D1 because they're all D1s. Just one's a superstar, the other one
D1,
is just kind of a
D2s.
role player for the school.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna pay the role player the same amount that you would pay the superstar. You know, you're not gonna pay you know Chris Johnson or Chris Thompson the same you pay Chris Webber. You're just not
Right.
gonna do
Yeah.
it. You know, it doesn't make the business sense. So I I think that's the issue you start running into. Now we've got a ton of legislation out here now, so the ball's rolling.
Mm-hmm.
The ball's rolling, and maybe the NCAA just kind of did this as a stopgap, so they kind of figure out really what they truly want to do.
Oh, they're scared.
Uh,
They're scared. I didn't mean to cut you off, but they're scared right now because there's
you
two.
think so?
Yes, there's two players, two players right now that
Mhm.
are in high school that the NBA is fucking salivating over. And I don't know. Do you know who those two
Cool.
players are?
No.
Bronny
Are you talking
and
about Melo?
no, Bronny and Dwayne Wade's son, Zaire. Is it Zaire?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
They
Zaire
are
Wade.
salivating. Scouts are salivating over these two dudes, over these two kids, right now, and that's the whole plan. That's the whole plan. They're trying to get something in. They're trying to get something to where those colleges that'll get one or both of them, that they'll be set. So if you got to think of it like
Mm.
that, those are the big two domino pieces right now that the NBA and the NCAA and basketball are salivating over right now. Those two.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take. I didn't even think about that. I did not think about that,
I'm
but that
telling
is
you,
a
bro.
hot ass take right there. Yeah, yeah. Thumbs up for that one because that does have some validity to it. Because uh, you know, if you're not gonna pay me, I'll just go straight to the
Yeah,
NBA where I can start
exactly.
making money off my likeness from day one versus having to wait until uh I can garner eligibility to go to the NBA because that's actually one of the things that the NBA is talking about right now is are they going to change the rule to where players can go straight to high school again? Because
Mm-hmm.
right now you can't. You have to go through
One
prep
year.
school
Yeah.
or you had to go overseas for a year in order to be able to go into the draft. Now that also is a big sticking point too, because with the influx of international stars, aka Luka Doncic, Christoph Porzingis,
Mm-hmm.
Ben Simmons is from Canada.
Yep.
So with
Well,
all these
Australia. He's from
international
Australia, not
stars,
Canada.
who
Australia. He's an Aussie.
Australia. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Uh, uh, with all those stars out there internationally, what do the international people do?
Yep.
Like, hey man, which one of y'all really wants this business over here?
Mm-hmm.
We can get them ready for you, or we can get them ready for you. You just tell me who we get them ready for.
And
So I think that's another interesting perspective to
and,
all of this
and
is
honestly,
the international brand.
yeah, and honestly, I think they're gonna. The NBA might. I think the NFL is not gonna do it, but the NBA most could take up. I don't know if you know about the MLBs, the way that they do their people, uh, the way that they get their players. Do you
You
know
talking
about
about as
that?
far as owning the rights to the players at a high school?
Right, like pretty much like
Uh huh.
they'll
Yeah.
have they'll all have like over in Spain, Portugal, Liverpool, and all that stuff. They'll have players that they'll train until like they're what a certain age, and then they'll ship those players off to certain teams, and then those players when they get paid big, they'll send money back to their the place that they came from, pretty much like their home, their home school, whatever, to teach the next generation. So
Mm-hmm.
it could be something like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Another little take, but hey, it's something you gotta. It's things like that you gotta pay attention to, man.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Open up a book, man. Do your research. Do your research. Get
Or
your
just
school
talk,
book out.
or just talk to some people
Always
who
time to
know
get
that.
educated, man. Always time to get educated.
But yeah.
That's a hot ass take. I didn't even think about that shit, man. I, I truly did not think about that, man, because I mean, obviously, LeBron James is a big advocate,
Mm-hmm.
for Thanos,
Yep.
or we'll find another way to get it while they wait, essentially. So, and I know that there was a article that came out when the NCAA released that, hey, we're gonna go ahead and let them make money off their likeness, and it was an article basically, what if Kobe would have went to college, or what if LeBron or Dwight Howard or Kevin Garnett or Amari
Yeah.
Stoudemire, what it would have done to the college game, just having all that star power.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was an interesting article to read because it just gave hypotheticals. All it was hypotheticals. It wasn't anything more than that, because of course, we all know Kobe wanted to go to Duke to play under Coach K. LeBron probably would have went to Duke to play under Coach K.
Right.
Uh, so it would be interesting. I mean, if you could flash back that far, because of course some of those players are retired, some of them are old, like LeBron's now. So if you fast forward back that far and be like, if LeBron would have played for Duke for a year, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, would have made college basketball exciting. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Kobe was super duper unheralded
Mm-hmm.
coming into the league too. There was, I think there were teams not sold on Kobe's ability, believe it
Yeah.
or not, at that time. And I don't blame him. I mean, he's a young kid, so what the hell do you know about playing basketball? You know.
Coming
So
from overseas. Yeah.
definitely, yeah, yeah, so uh again, another story we're going to continue to follow here on the unofficial referees, just to kind of continue to educate you guys and give you guys information. We'll drop a poll on the Grit Sports Media in the morning, just basically asking for your opinion. Do you think that players should continue to fight to get paid to play, or if they need to give up the fight and just focus on making money off of autograph sessions and things of that nature? So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that poll. We'll post it up on the Grid Sports Media page tomorrow and get everybody's kind of feedback on what you guys think. Because y'all know, hey, we're not here without y'all. So
That's
You
factual.
know, we want to hear you guys' humble opinions too. I mean, if they don't align with mine, it's okay to be wrong sometimes. I
I know. I just gotta
understand.
understand. It's hard. It's hard being
Yeah,
great.
it is, man. It is. Yeah, what else? What else you got on the ballot, man? It's kind of quiet. It's been quiet and it has, but it hasn't. Oh, uh,
Josh Gordon.
shout out to shout out to the Washington Nationals.
Oh yeah,
We
for
all got it wrong.
yeah, we all
We
got it
all
wrong.
got it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We all got it wrong. Good thing I didn't follow my resident expert, Mr.
Hampton.
Hampton, and put some money on it because I would have been broke, man.
Yeah.
And had me out here thinking the wrong thing was gonna come on. Kelvin, man, you supposed to have my back, man. Talking about it, then nah, I ain't gonna lie. That was a crazy playoff series that
Mm-hmm.
no home team won a single game.
Yeah, that was wild.
All, yeah, the road team won every single game, man. That's crazy. That's unheard of in baseball in the playoffs, almost.
Yeah.
So, but shout out to the Washington Nationals, Bryce Harper. I'm sorry that they traded you before you could get a title, man. I apologize. I don't know if you're feeling some type of way, but hey, man, just do another commercial, man. Everything will be everything, man. Everything will be everything.
Yeah. Did you see that Josh Gordon was actually was picked up off of waivers by the Seattle Seahawks?
I did see that, and
What's
he
your thoughts?
actually, Pete Carroll said that he will be practicing this week. He's ready to
Really?
go.
Hmm.
So he will be practicing this week and playing on Sunday.
Well, you gotta understand. He is in Seattle right now. Seattle is legalized marijuana, so
Mm,
he shouldn't get in trouble because he has that's his main problem is smoking marijuana.
do we need to do it for the fans?
Yeah,
Do we need to hit him with the Stephen A?
you gotta hit him with the Stephen A.
Josh Gordon, stay off the weed, man.
What was it? 30% of rookies played less than 50 games due to injuries in 2018. 6% of rookies played 2018, 2019. 6% of rookies played less than 50 games due to injury in 1998. Do you believe that this has to do with the game being played at a faster pace?
We're talking about the NBA.
Yes, sir.
Uh, the possessions are definitely up. Uh, I guess from a health perspective, I want to say no. I mean, medicine has evolved so much, and
That's factual.
training and all those type of things that I really want to blame it on. I want to blame it on media, and not that it's media's fault,
Mm-hmm.
but there's just a lot more that these players are doing outside of sports. As far as social media. Now athletes think
Media
they're
personalities.
basketball players by trade, but philosophers by 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 rule.
Yeah.
So they're getting more into social justice and things of that nature. Uh, the marketing dollars are crazy now. I mean, think about when Jordan was in the league and he was making all that money internationally. Think how much money Jordan would. I mean, he's still making a lot of money,
Yeah.
but just think if he was like a true household name from a sports perspective as a player. Oh my god, oh
Oh
my
yeah.
god, he'd be caking up. I mean, Jordan's contract, and he made a lot of money. I don't want people to think that he didn't make a lot of money because he made a lot of money playing basketball. But I mean, he's easily 40 million a year right
Oh
now.
yeah.
Easy. So uh, I just think it's a different day and age, and I as the elder statesman, it's interesting to see. uh, the how things evolve, things of that nature. I'm a I'm an '80s baby, so I grew up watching '90s basketball. So I think that's when basketball was really on the cusp of becoming what it was now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but it's definitely crazy to see it evolve, just like anything else. Just like anything else, it has to evolve. If it doesn't grow, it dies.
Yeah.
So it's definitely interesting to see how sped up the game is, how it's become a game of 3 pointers. I mean, they shot 3 pointers in the '90s, but it was like,
Rarity.
I mean, you had specialists. You had
The corner
your John
specialist.
Paxsons, your
Yeah.
Craig Hodges, your Dale Ellis's, your Dale Curry's. You had specialists. You ain't have 7 footers. Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna take this three right quick. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to knock this three. You didn't have that back then, and
Mm-hmm.
now, I mean, if you can't shoot a three, they gonna teach you how to shoot one.
Yeah.
And so I don't know anybody in the league now that doesn't shoot threes. I don't know anybody, uh, you know, that at least won't shoot it. I ain't saying you'll make it, but at least won't
Yeah.
shoot it.
Shoot
I
it.
don't know anybody anymore. And so that just shows you where the game is now.
Mm-hmm.
That really shows you where the game is. When I will it come back? Yeah, it probably will to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? It'll come back to where twos become just as critical. And I don't think a lot of people recognize that Golden State was hitting all those threes during their championship run. They were actually more deadly from inside the paint. They scored just as much on 2 pointers as they did on 3 pointers.
Points.
It,
Yeah.
it's just they were just that good, that accurate. And so we'll see. We'll see where the game goes next, because I'm interested to see where it goes next. I mean, you got players trying to invent one-legged threes and all kind of stupid stuff. Uh, so we'll have to see how the game continues to evolve, because you question where it can go. Where can the NBA go from here?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, where can it go without you having to change the rules or circumvent the rules in some capacity in order to to make it a more evolved than it already is? I think at some point maybe you do cap out, but
Ooh.
innovators don't ever believe in capping out. So
Nah.
it'll be interesting to see.
They're gonna adopt the 4 point shot like the big three. Shout out to Ice Cube. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't really have anything else besides Deontay Wilder. I didn't. I seen like a preview of that fight or something like that, and that fight looked
yeah,
good.
I saw it. I did. The dude that he's going up against looks like he's 60. He looked like George Foreman nephew or something.
Oh, that's what it was. Uh, um, he said that he could take on Mike Tyson in his prime. Deontay Wilder said he could take on Mike Tyson in his prime, and I want to get your quick thoughts on that because I was like, Deontay Wilder, Mike Tyson, both with crazy knockout power.
Here's what I will say. Here's what I will say. Uh, One way or another, it'd be a short fight.
Oh yeah.
One way or another, it would be a short fight. Uh, I think, of course, with Wilder will have the advantages in height and reach.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I mean, everybody was taller than Mike Tyson back then. He just had that knack for being able to bob and weave, get inside, and then once he got inside, I mean, he was getting hit with an uppercut and a quick right, and it was night night.
Yep.
So, but I mean, Wilder can throw hands with the best of them. I'm not gonna discredit nobody in the stretch of the imagination, but I think it would have took. I think it would have took Mike Tyson to evolve his skill set a little bit more, just to avoid coming straight in and get knocked out. But I mean, if you remember Clifford Etienne when he knocked out Clifford Etienne, uh, that was a different boxer. That wasn't Mike Tyson storming the ring. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming right at you. That was him sitting back, taking a few punches, and then when he hit him, I mean, you knew it was over.
Yeah.
You knew it was over the minute that glove hit the chin. You knew the fight was over. And so I think that's the thing about Mike Tyson that is just undeniably Mike Tyson through and through. Is once he hits you, it's over.
It's night. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not coming. There's not gonna be any exchanges. It's over. Like one boxer in the history of boxing went toe to toe with Mike Tyson, and he lost the ear as a result of it, and that's Holyfield. He's the only one that I've seen go toe to toe with Mike. I haven't seen anybody else go toe to toe with Mike. But to this day, Mike might actually be able to pull it off.
To this day.
Yeah. Did you see? Did you watch the UFC fight?
No.
With Diaz.
I seen you talk about the dude with the flying knee kick of the 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he took Diaz out, man.
He's sick.
Yeah, I mean it was a TKO.
Automatic.
It was but he it was cut his face open. Basically.
Yeah, like right here.
Yeah, cut his face open. They couldn't get it to stop bleeding. So the doctors actually called the fight. It wasn't Diaz. The doctors called the fight. They was like, we can't stop the bleeding. So you take another punch like this, and you maybe it's some permanent damage. So I mean, I know Diaz said after the fight he didn't think that they would stop it, but he was bleeding pretty bad.
Damn.
Like pretty bad.
Yeah,
it was rough.
All I seen is that flying knee kick. Done after that. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, he did that in his previous fight, didn't he, man? Ran right up on dude. Then that guy said he doesn't even remember anything. Still to this day, he doesn't remember anything about that fight. Like he don't remember getting kneed, none of that. Just was it.
His mom was like, hey, we gonna throw this away. We're gonna bury this deep dart in a box somewhere. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else. If you ain't got nothing else,
man, go ahead and take them on then.
All right. Well, Dallas is winning right now, just so everybody knows.
All right. And I just need to know if Dak took care of me on the fantasy. That's important.
He threw a 45-yard touchdown pass to Amari Cooper. I just got that.
There we go. Yep. Once a week. Thank you. Go ahead. Shoot, I can. Let's see. I need 8 more points. I need 8 more points to have a high score for the week.
Man, well,
counting on you, Amari. And I still got Dallas defense playing tonight too.
Oh yeah, I got Dallas defense playing on my team tonight too. But I lost, but I still won in my fantasy. All right, yo. So quick fantasy question. All right, so if you guys are listening, I don't know if I have to do this. I have to make this decision before Friday. So my running back core, I have Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Melvin Gordon III, Kareem Hunt, and Singletary. Right. So I was just sent a trade offer for Dalvin Cook. I would receive John Connor, a 2nd-round draft pick for next year, and a 3rd-round draft pick for next year. For Dalvin Cook in my 8th round and my 9th-round draft pick. What is your thoughts?
Talk to him, people. Talk to him. I tell him to make this trade, man. He's got some pieces he can work with. So I tell him make the trade. But y'all go ahead and let that man know. Should he veto the trade, he's got till Friday. So he's got some time. Y'all got some time to think about it. Hit him up.
Yeah, because honestly, I wouldn't mind 3 third-round draft picks and 2 second-round draft picks next year. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, yeah, but Dalvin's a beast. But I mean, you said you got Derrick Henry and who the other running back? You said you had Melvin Gordon. That's who you
Derrick
said.
Henry, Melvin Gordon, Singletary, yeah, and Kareem Hunt on the bench.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I might have to take those draft picks for next year.
Hey, let me know, y'all. But
we love you though, Dalvin. We love you though.
Oh yeah. Trust and believe. I suffered for 2 years, 2 solid years. 2 solid years picking you. Second over my second draft pick overall. Suffered because you got injured 2 years in a row. Hey. Matter of fact, when did Dalvin Cook get injured last year? When did he get injured? What it
was early last year.
It was early last year?
It was early last year. Yeah. I want to say like week 4 or 5.
Okay. All right. Just want to make
sure it was early.
There ain't no patterns because if I was to do this, I have another player that I will pick up as soon as it happens. But another running back, another key running back at that. But yeah. So with that being said, man, this has been another episode of Unofficial Referees with me and my co-host, my brother, man, Lauren in the building. We are out here. What we need you guys
cheerio.
Pip cheerio. What we need you guys to do is, in the link in the description is below, man, you'll be able to follow the Facebook pages. You'll be able to find the link tree to bring you to the Instagram. The Instagram on the anchor page. You'll be able to find the anchor page for the Unofficial Referees. If you can't find that, I will actually post the link to that. You'll be able to find everything on the link tree and in the links in the description below, man. What I need you guys to do also is to check out Grit Sports Media. I know we're on Grit Sports Media, but make sure you hit that subscribe or that like button. I don't know if it's a subscribe button.
Yeah, hit the follow button. The follow button.
There you go. Hit that follow button, hit that like button, and hit the notification bell, man, so you'll be able to be updated on all that information, all that jazz. Lojo Speaks, man. Lojo Speaks. Did you got anything? That you want to pitch out to him today?
Hey, man, Lojo Speaks. All things fatherhood. Stay tuned. I got a lot of stuff planned for 2020. So just stay tuned to 2019. We gonna roll. We gonna coast into the new year, 2020. Booyaka. It's coming. So stay tuned. All
right, man. With all that being said, we'll see you guys Thursday, man. Word on the Ad Podcast. Peace.